Let's take a look at the Smith & Wesson 630HA frame. So the holster is a Safariland Model 18 Kydex inside the waistband holster. I'll put a link in the description. Everything is always loaded. Gun is clear now. So the frame is made of aluminum, the cylinder is stainless steel, and the barrel is stainless steel. You can see I fitted a Crimson Trace laser grip on mine. It's slightly extended. The actuator is in the front, and it projects a laser beam. It comes in very handy for dry fire exercises, and of course it's incredibly helpful for rapid target acquisition. Of course you can turn it off, and at night you can block the laser beam with your trigger finger anyway until you have target acquisition. This particular one has a shrouded hammer, so this is good for concealment, and as you draw the gun you don't get snagged on anything. In this case you can cock the hammer manually and shoot it single action, or you can just shoot it double action. From the factory the trigger is hard to pull, and I modified mine with Wolf springs. I have a slightly lighter hammer spring in here and also a slightly less powerful trigger spring in here. Since the components are aluminum and stainless steel, there's very little lubrication required for this gun. The internal trigger mechanism is lubricated, and you can service it. It's not really necessary, and I wouldn't recommend opening this plate unless you know exactly what you're doing. I would recommend keeping the chambers in the cylinder very clean and very dry. Make sure there's no oil residue left over, because if you use brass ammunition, they tend to stick after a while, especially if you load them with bare hands, and the residual oil in conjunction with the grease of your fingerprints on a brass cartridge can really make them stick in here. It doesn't really affect the functionality of the gun, but you know, it can make it hard to unload. This gun is surprisingly accurate, and I shoot very well at about 15 yards. The sights are really minimalistic. Again, it's a deep concealment gun. It's for somewhat close range, and you're not breaking any records with these sights. Yeah, let's load this back up, make it ready for use. Ready for action.